everybody, welcome back to Ruth Batman. I'm Mike.
And this is Matthew.
So this week, I'm on vacation. So we are banking something a little bit ahead of time. Also, we are pushing our breakdown. It's only on the last Friday of the month to Friday, November 1st, because November 1st falls on a Friday, and that's annoying. So we're just going to push that a week.
Yeah, going forward, if there's if the Friday is the first, we're counting that as the last Friday of the month.
Yeah.
Whatever thing we have scheduled for the last Friday is going to be on that first.
Doesn't happen very often, but we wanted to do, we haven't pitched anything in a while. We haven't flexed as writers in a while, Matt. And so we wanted to do something in honor of the spooky season. We've enjoyed things like Werewolf by Night, which was a spooky one-off that Marvel did. We also got something kind of similar with the Guardians holiday special, so to speak. And it would be kind of fun to do one of those for DC. It seems like, we're getting a non-Halloween one with this Nightwing Robin animation thing that's coming that from all accounts does not appear to be canon. Who knows? We'll see. But we thought it would be a good idea to pitch one of our own. Let's do something kind of haunted in the DC universe, in the world, in DC lore, as something that could be kind of a fun one-off thing you can watch somewhere.
Yes.
What were the rules we set? Remind me again.
I
just want to make sure, just for the people who are listening at home.
I think the thing that we kind of do is like, hey, anytime we say pitch something, I can make up a Nightwing thing to pitch.
Yes.
He's my guy. So sometimes it's like, let's not do Bat Family. As much as we are the Batman is a Batman thing, sometimes it's fun just to play. And look, not to go too off on this tangent, the MCU for the first two phases was built on your C string, not popular characters. So you never know when something like Guardians of the Galaxy or Iron Man are going to pop off big, even though they're not their top tier at the time characters. So sometimes it's fun to just kind of what's a character who's kind of there that if you're in it, you know it, but if you're not, you have no idea who he is. So I think that's where we kind of had that. Then it was just the idea of like you said, like Werewolf by Night or the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special, which is just like this one-off thing. It may or may not have anything to do with the wide spectrum of the story of the DCU or whatever, but it's just like a nice romp. Could be a movie, could be a short series, could be something small. I think I pitched more of a movie-ish idea for me, or an hour-long thing, whatever. I mean, just the idea of something that's in a pocket that if at one time something down the line was like, oh, hey, that's right, we did this thing. Let's pull that guy back. It would be fun,
Heck yeah. Heck yeah.
Did that explain it right? Did I do a good job?
So yeah, okay. It's because it's really easy for one of us to just go, well, let me just pull something out of the billions of things I've already written for one of my favorite characters. Like let's challenge ourselves a little bit to see what we can do.
Ultimately, we made this shit up, okay?
Yeah,
we made this shit up.
Yeah, we made this up. We're playing with house money. We're just having fun. Yes. And trying to not be just too repetitive. So
and Halloween is about fun. I don't care.
Yes.
I'm dressing up as I can't remember his name. The Alec Baldwin's character in Beetlejuice this year.
Oh God, I don't remember what his name is either. Shoot, but yes, I know you're talking about.
Yeah, because my daughter decided she wanted to be Beetlejuice.
Oh,
so now my little 6-year-old is running around in a girl's Beetlejuice outfit, and apparently everybody loves it. So what do I know?
Daughter is Lydia. What do you know? You know what you're going first, Matt. Let's hear your pitch first. Since this was your idea.
Was it?
Yes.
Okay. So my pitch is this. The thing I think I leaked a little bit when we talked offline about what I was thinking about. I'm doing Etrigan. Like Etrigan's one of these characters that I think there's a really cool something you can do with this guy. Mm-hmm. And what I think about when I think about Etrigan, it's kind of a weird one, is like the first Highlander movie, where you have this story where half the plot is in the past and half the plot is in the future. And I know like Deadpool did that whole like the past, the future thing, whatever, like a flashback. But this is more like, no, we're telling like this is in medieval times. Like Jason Blood, he was a knight of, he was in Camelot, depending on which way. Pre-New 52, he was a knight. Post 52, he was more of a scribe for Merlin. Point is, whichever way you go, I'd probably lean more to the knight because that makes for more action and adventure. Right. It's you have part of the story telling how he became Etrigan, the struggles of becoming Etrigan, what it was that led him to that, and then in the current timeline, what he's battling, which of course is Morgan Le Fay because she seems to be like his kind of villain character. But I just thought it would be interesting in a way of like, again, like almost copying Highlander. No Ramirez. Merlin is Ramirez. You know, we'll get, I don't know, Sean Connery's gone, but we'll get somebody who's, not British to act like they're British, even though they're not British, whatever. That was kind of my idea of having this dual layered story that tells two different stories at the same time, like the first Highlander movie.
Yeah. No, I get it. It's like what they were doing with the Arrowverse. It's like, here's present day and here's stuff that happened in the past that reflects on it. It's a very clever way of doing storytelling because it's a way to kind of have your cake and eat it too.
Yeah. Plus, if you go like the quote unquote Highlander route, you get a medieval story. We get knights and swords and sorcery, and then the current time is almost like the Constantine movie with Keanu Reeves. Right. It's like, or Hellboy. It's Etrigan and Jason Blood switching places and fighting, supernatural things in the current timeline that have to do with whatever was in the past.
Okay.
So that was my pitch. Like I think it's like a good, as much as I want to default to the series, let's play with a movie. Let's have a nice, solid 90-minute, 2-hour movie. And at the end, all the supernaturalness is resolved. And we just not do the, no Kurgan. It's Morgan Le Fay. But yeah, that is my idea.
All right. I I almost considered doing it. I almost considered doing an Etrigan origin. I was like, let's just because we've gotten teases of it. But I think it would be, like you said, I think it would be really cool to do. I would have done mine like a 1 hour, like a 45-minute, just watch it on Max kind of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, either way, like, yeah, it's a no-brainer, honestly. Like Etrigan is an interesting enough story, a compelling enough story that it would make a great one-off.
And it's also, like it's a multi-genre storyline. You've got this medieval story in the past. You've got the sorcery in the present. You can do the whole weird, like he's a supernatural PI and however that goes.
Do you cast John Stamos to play Etrigan?
I mean,
he voiced him in Harley Quinn. That's why.
I was like,
do you get John Stamos to play Jason Blood? That's what you.
Or I was like, that's freaking out of left field. What are we talking about?
Any more out of left field than Dolph Lundgren playing Bruce Wayne?
I mean, I don't know if I still stand by it, but we have yet to see it, and we don't know.
Yeah, in the Harley Quinn Valentine's Day special, he's voiced by John Stamos, and he runs a sex shop.
Oh, okay.
It's very funny. It's hysterical.
It sounds it.
Yeah.
And I don't know what's happening with my light. I look like I have like the biggest black eye. Anyway, I'm old.
No, you just have kids.
I'll just do this. The whole time. But no, again, this is where I think the horror genre is so often ignored in comic bookdom. You have that really kind of weird New Mutants movie, which is, and then you have
Woof.
There's a couple of times like,
never watched it all the way through in one sitting.
We could talk about that off air, but but then there was like where look, I hate to be this way, but this is the whole thing that spawned it. Like Werewolf by Night was such a great little 1-hour story. You did it again; it didn't link to anything, and I think that the same with or like Constantine the movie. It's a comic book, and you've got all this cool stuff. It doesn't necessarily have to link with anything, and we can have a good time. So, and then you get, transformation of, gone, the form of man, rise the demon again.
That's how you end. I mean, that's your end of act 1 moment right there. Yeah. The first time he says, it's kind of like with Green Lantern, even though the movie sucks, the first time he says the oath. Yeah. At the end of act 1. The end of act 1 is saying that oath the first time.
Yep. All right. What about you? What did you do? You want to go back and forth with casting? You want to do the whole thing?
We'll go back and forth. Otherwise, I'm just going to be sitting here for 20 minutes. So mine, and I didn't get into the casting as much because you know me, I'm bad at that. But
that's why I'm supposed to cast yours.
Yeah, my pitch is more for. So have you ever seen Trick or Treat, the Halloween anthology horror movie? Came out like 10 years ago.
I don't watch horror films. I'm sorry.
Well, you actually might like this one a little bit, but it's like a 45-minute, 1 hour horror short. It's got like Anna Paquin in it. It's got like some actual names and like money behind it. But it's a little like anthology Halloween. It takes place like in this small town in Ohio, and it's about like all these little mini horror stories that happen all in the same night. It kind of like with Crash, where it's like 30 characters that all interconnect. It's like that, but in a short little contained Halloween. So Brian Cox is in it. Yeah, and it's really good.
The captain from Super Troopers.
Yes, Brian Cox. That Brian Cox. The novelizationist. And if you don't know what that reference is, look it up on Funny or Die. Or is it old college humor? I don't know. Brian Cox, the novelizationist, one of the great YouTube videos. But anyway, I would want to do something akin to that. Just like a little 1 hour, 45 minute to a 1 hour little short horror spooky anthology of DC characters, all happening on Halloween night. So you could have, and so I would probably want to do one with like some obvious ones like Zatanna. I would definitely want to have like a thing of her doing like a Halloween magic show. Obviously Swamp Thing, something with pumpkins and jack-o'-lanterns. But also I think it would be a fun idea to get somebody like Ragman in there.
Mm-hmm.
I think it'd be a cool, or this, not necessarily, and also I think it would be a cool idea if you could do it with the Dead Man. You could have, like, you could do origins with this thing, like all these DC origins that all just, start on Halloween. And then one other idea I had was, you could even do it where it's the whole thing is narrated by an off-screen John Constantine. Because then that way I get to work my Constantine into this, but he's not the main. You know what I mean? Like he's in like the House of Magic telling stories or something, or it's just him sitting in front of like a weird creep show, Tales from the Crypt, type thing, but it's Constantine telling these stories as kind of the lore dumper that he is. So I would want to do Dead Man's origin, have him be like the Gotham, at the circus or something, happens on Halloween. Dead Man's origin, do something with Swamp Thing, do something with Zatanna, something with Ragman, and then to get a fifth one in there, let's give it a fun one, and we'll give it to Etrigan just because we will give it to Etrigan, and we'll give him a fun one. We'll get to have Etrigan discovering Halloween for the first time. How about that?
Yeah.
And he gets so caught up in just the traditional Halloween festivities and superstitions and all that, and that he just eats it up and loves it. I can super see Etrigan being a Halloween stan.
Or what if it was one of those? Hey, we're gonna have a Halloween party. Etrigan could do this, yes, and then like his version of Halloween is the original super pagan demonic one.
That's fantastic.
Everybody shows up and they're like, "What did you do?" And he's like, "It's Halloween." Yeah. They're like, "No, today Halloween."
Oh my god! What if I know I said what if at the end of this thing John Constantine is like, he's told 4 stories. He's told Dead Man's, Zatanna's, Swamp Things, and Ragman's, and he goes, "Well, that's enough for today." And Etrigan pops up and goes, no, and demands one more, but in rhyme. And then he tells his own Halloween story, but it's all done in a poetic rhyme scheme, a la 'Twas the Night Before Christmas.
Yes.
Give me the Emmy. Just give me the Emmy right now.
Do
There we go.
the
I did not mean to, but I did not mean to like grab onto your Etrigan thing. But I think Etrigan in DC for Halloween is like, talk about an underutilized character from this area.
Dude, like your whole idea right now, like I need that book. We need to write that book.
We need to write that book.
You know what we need to do? We need to call Scott Beatty and say, hey, we have an idea.
We have an idea.
Give us $5 a piece. Have fun.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, we'll sell to you for a steak dinner. How's that sound?
Yeah. We'll sell it to you for getting to hang out with you for a day.
Yeah.
We had a blast talking to you.
Yes, we did. So that's my pitch overall for the theme. Let's go to you now for some ideas on what you've got for casting for your stuff.
Oh, for my thing. Okay. Yeah. It's kind of weird because like I can't, because I'm going to have Morgan Le Fay. I cast Morgan Le Fay and Etrigan. Merlin, I guess I can cast him. I guess he'll be in the past, whatever. I don't know. For Morgan Le Fay, I cast Jenna Ortega. And I know she's kind of going here and there. And she's that weird, like, yes, she's Hispanic. But, like, it says that Morgan Le Fay is from Ireland / half Fey.
Well, also, again, we're talking about, immortal comic book, like, who's to say? I don't care, guys. Yes. You don't, unless you cast a white guy to play T'Challa, then we're gonna have a conversation. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
There's very few that you can't do. You know.
Yeah. But no, I think that she's just fantastic in everything.
She's so talented. She's such a good actress, man.
She made everybody else in Beetlejuice look ridiculous.
I still haven't seen it, but I've heard she's fantastic.
Oh, because you get this girl who's like, really an actress, and you get everybody else who's like, I don't want to say phoning it in, but like hamming it up, and she just looks out of place, but also makes them look all ridiculous because she's fantastic. Right.
Well, you've got her, Catherine O'Hara, who's a comedian. Like, Catherine O'Hara comes from Second City. She came up with John Candy. Yeah. You've got everybody else everybody else. Michael Keaton was a stand-up comic before he got Beetlejuice. Yeah. You can still find videos of him doing stand-up before it was not good. But he's
her mom.
Yeah, he's a funny guy. Like, Jenna Ortega is an actor. Yep. Like, she got started in, like a lot of people, but like in what was it, X?
Disney. She's a Disney kid.
Well, not that, but like in like films, like she did that movie X, the one that was X, then Pearl, then Maxine. Like, she was in that, and she's not a stranger to flexing. Like, yeah, it's easy to say, oh, she does Wednesday, then Beetlejuice. They are two very different characters, And I haven't seen Beetlejuice, but just by the trailers alone, you can tell it's a different character.
Yeah,
and I think that sometimes there's a reason that she's so damn popular and gets so much work, because she's good at what she does.
Yeah, because I think I told you off air, like, I was tempted to do the Florence Pugh, but I feel like it's too much. She's done similar-ish stuff, and I was like, what? I think Jenna Ortega it'd be a little different, because I think also, and this is going way over thing, is like, back then people didn't live very long. Nothing says that Morgan Le Fay is in her 30s or 40s. She could be in her early 20s.
Well, and I mean, Jenna Ortega is what, 25?
24.
24?
Yeah. 24, 22. But I mean, I think that's
but also the thing with Florence Pugh is, I know we're playing with house money here, but like also like, her spot in the MCU is kind of just beginning to grow. So she's a little busy. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's too busy. She's too busy winning Oscars and doing the MCU for fun. You know what I mean? Like, or not winning Oscars, but making Oscar-winning movies.
No. And then Jason Blood. This is the weird one. This is the one where, like, sometimes I'm doing this casting thing. I'll just go actors under insert age.
Before you do that, let me ask you a question.
Okay.
Do you cast Jason Blood and Etrigan separately? Or do you cast someone a la Ron Perlman that can do both?
I would do both. Because the thing of it is unlike something like Hellboy, Etrigan is like a Hulk character. You're going to have to CGI him. I don't know if you can do him practically. Like,
I feel like you'd have to do a blend. I feel like there is a version where budget is not an issue that you can do a blend.
Like they did with Man-Thing in Werewolf by Night. He was a mix. He was
mostly CG though. I was thinking more along the lines of like nope, that's a bad example. That's also all CG. I don't like Vision. Like a Vision's like he's mostly makeup, but they do some stuff to make it seamless. I feel like with Etrigan, you could do most of it with practical if you do good.
Yeah. No, I think I would just have him be a CGI character.
That makes the most sense. I mean, yeah.
Because then you have the main actor, what's that? With the dots.
Mocap.
Mocap the whole thing. So so what I usually do is I'll do like, hey, actors under this age, look at all the list. And this dude like randomly hit me. And something about the storyline had a little tweak to it. So I cast Daniel Radcliffe as Jason Blood.
Interesting. Okay. And I don't hate it. I don't hate it.
He's a fantastic actor. And the thing for me that I thought would be interesting is like, now you have somebody who may be honestly willing to go through this process of becoming one with Etrigan so that he would feel more powerful because he's such a little guy, and kind of play with this dynamic of somebody who's he could be a knight and he's doing okay, but he's not the best knight, or he feels some minor inferiority. Is that the right word? Yeah, sure. Why not?
Yeah.
So like the idea of almost jumping at the chance, as much as it's a, hey, maybe it's a one-time thing and he gets tricked into it's permanent. Who knows? But I just think it would be an interesting dynamic, especially when this is where you were talking about casting two people, like the dynamic of here's Daniel Radcliffe, here's gigantic Etrigan. And so I just thought the dude, I know he's not too old for the part, but he's not young. But when he shaves, he still looks like a child.
I think my only issue is I think Daniel Radcliffe might just be too young, because I feel like Jason Blood is always, because you remember Jason Blood is when he is bonded with Etrigan, he's already like an old, like not older, but like he's in his 40s or something, because he's got a wife and kids when he's killed. That's why he makes the deal with Etrigan originally is because
depends on the version.
But anytime we've ever seen him in anything animated or televised, he's always been portrayed as an older guy.
Correct.
Who's just been alive he's like a full adult, like a guy in his 40s, like mid 40s, maybe early 50s, around your age. He's usually portrayed around your age.
My visual age, not my actual age.
Well, no, he's portrayed around your visual age. But so I feel like Daniel Radcliffe might be almost, because remember, he just got done playing a young Weird Al Yankovic. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but he's not exactly. I'm trying to think, because he is 35.
Yeah, see, he's still a little young, I think. I think you'd want to get somebody in their 40s.
I don't think so.
Especially because you're doing it as just a one-off. You know what I mean? And since you're going to be mostly CG with Etrigan.
I think a mid-30s guy makes sense. Now, it also depends on how you want to portray how much he has aged during the time as well.
Well, remember, he doesn't age once he's bonded. It's just the age he was when he's bonded is the age he's stayed. So, I don't know. I love Daniel Radcliffe.
It's a weird choice.
The only hang up I have is he might be too young, but I'm not sitting here saying like it's a bad choice. It would just depend on how you wrote the origin.
And he would match if you have Jenna Ortega as Morgana.
Yeah,
they look roughly the same age-ish.
They're close enough in age that you could pass them off as contemporaries. You know?
And then, but I think, like I said, he's a fantastic actor. I started watching this movie Horns. That movie's messed up.
Oh yeah,
but
watch Gun Akimbo.
I need to. Is it as crazy as it seems?
It's hysterical. It is batshit crazy, but it is, no pun intended, but it is fantastic.
Okay, I need to check it out. So that's Morgana,
and that's That's Jason. Who did you cast? Anybody else or anything? Or
I didn't. I could do my weird Merlin casting I did for Excalibur a long time ago.
what was that?
Johnny Depp.
I'd watch the screen test.
See, the
I'd
thing
watch
with
that screen test.
if you get Johnny Depp who's dialed into whatever he's decided to do, like you get in Pirates or you get in Sleepy Hollow, I think it works.
Even for what I was gonna say, for what little we had of him in Fantastic Beasts, he was good. Just he didn't get much.
I didn't. Yeah, it's not my thing. But no, like because where's that one where he plays the detective?
Oh, from
Mordecai.
Oh, that detective one. Yeah,
and he was like, okay, I think you went a little. This didn't work.
Well, that's a weird movie to begin with.
Yeah, but
if you watch him in From Hell, which is the horror detective one where he chases down Jack the Ripper.
Yeah. That was messed up too. But no, I just think like if you get him
based on a Vertigo comic.
Yeah. If he does a character and he's dialed in right, like I said, like he did with Pirates, like he did with Sleepy Hollow, like he's done ever so often, and it's like, okay, this is the Johnny Depp we got today. I think he'd be a very interesting Merlin. Mm-hmm. Albeit a little younger, but he's not he's getting up there now. So I think that would be interesting.
Oh, I was wrong. It was not a Vertigo comic. It was a Top Shelf and Eddie Campbell.
Nice.
Independent. Okay, cool. Okay. All right. So now we got to cast mine, and I got nothing.
Okay.
To be honest with you.
You want me to cast it for you?
Well, first, let me throw this at you. Since we're doing mine, since mine is anthology style, do we do it animated? I think we do it animated since we're doing so many weird ones. And if we really want to get into, I really wanted to get into the Halloween theme and the fun and the silliness. I think you go animated. You know what I mean?
How deep do you want me to go on this?
Like as far as the casting?
No, just like what my idea would be behind the casting.
Hit me with it.
Like it just depends on what James Gunn's behind the scene plan is. If he has a plan down the line for some of these characters,
let me throw this at you. Let's say this is not canon to the DCU, and we're just farting around.
Oh, okay. If you're just farting around, I would maybe animate it, or you do that thing where hey, we'll pay you for 2 days. Come do this thing, and then you can get whoever you want. It doesn't mean anything, and then because you're going to shoot it, it's like Dr. Horrible sing-along blog.
Yeah, I think more in terms of just like getting it done and getting it out. You know what I mean?
Well, I know, but I'm just saying, like, it just depends on what do you like. What is your purpose? If you just want to do a fun one-off thing,
what if we did it? Since we're having a little bit of fun with this, what if the stuff with John Constantine in the house is live action? And the stories, a la like Star Wars Visions, are all done in different styles. So, like when we get to Etrigan's "'Twas the Night Before Halloween," his first Halloween or whatever, do that in like the old Rankin and Bass Christmas animation with Rudolph and Frosty.
Yeah,
do those for the Etrigan one. Have a ball! I can't wait. For Zatanna's. I feel like Zatanna's, I would want to go like the super dark, heavily detailed anime that you see like South Park parody, or that you see like Hellsing Ultimate and stuff like that. Like that hardcore, super deep, dark.
Are we okay? Here's a
just for hers. Just for hers.
Are we doing overly sexualized?
No.
Zatanna, or just standard magic Zatanna?
No, standard magic Zatanna.
Okay. I think you're
I am one of the few straight guys that is kind of over that. Don't get me wrong. I appreciate it. Many thanks unto you. But it would be nice if just once I could read or watch something comic book related and not get turned on. You know what I mean? Like, anyway.
Depends on your kink. It may not matter.
Depends on the kink, I guess. But no, I think this is meant to be fun in Halloween.
Yeah.
So I say go like the super dark, but that's because you can really because it's magic, you can really play with the exaggeratedness of it all.
Yeah.
And because she's doing, I'm imagining a Halloween magic show. I'm imagining like some very fun, almost Sailor Moon-esque stuff, but in the theme of DC Halloween, but also she gets to be kick ass as Zatanna. Like ultimately everybody still has like a superhero thing that happens.
Yeah.
But it's, you know, kind of when Marvel What If did the Christmas one.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, like that's what I'm talking about.
Which one
superhero shenanigans on Halloween? Which
one did you do over the top Spider-Verse version?
Oh, I think that's Ragman. I think that's Ragman, 1,000%.
Okay.
But seriously, on the Zatanna one, I think I want to have her. I really want it to be something with a magic show, because we always see her starting off doing a magic show and then going to do something else.
Yeah.
So I want her superhero saving thing to be end up being a part of, like, have it be, I don't know, what's a villain we could put her up, like an easy villain we could put her up.
Have her doing a show and someone starts heckling the show and they won't stop, and it turns out to be like some crazy super villain, like Cersei or something.
I was trying to think of like Cersei or something, somebody who would be there starting shit, but would still be something she had to contend with. You know what I mean? So yeah, Cersei, something along those lines. If you're in the comments still watching this for some reason, let us know what you think. And by the way, subscribe if you're still here. Come on, guys. So that's what. But yeah, I think Ragman's we could do as the very like that low frame rate across the Spider-Verse style.
Yeah,
kind of like that. And then what the other ones I had Swamp Things, Swamp Thing, and Deadman. Deadman's I want to do as
Bro, I'm gonna toss something out there that's insane, but I'm feeling it. Is the Wallace and Gromit guys?
No, I thought about that too. That would be my other pick for the Etrigan one. If we can't get the Rankin and Bass style, let's get Wallace and Gromit style.
Have you seen that Pirates movie they did?
I have. It's
great.
I can't wait. But yeah, so with we got Swamp Thing and Deadman left. I think Swamp Thing. One of these I feel like has to be just like traditional, almost like for Bruce Timm 90s style animation. Just because, you know,
if you're gonna do the Bruce Timm thing, do that for Swamp Thing, because I almost think Deadman, depending on the story, you could do that really. As much as I didn't like it, if you got rid of the lipstick, the animation style of X-Men '97 would be really
cool. Yeah,
for him.
The lip thing was weird. So for Swamp Thing, yeah, I say we go like old school, traditional, like '90s 2D animation. And for Deadman, I want it to be like, I think Deadman, I want it to be kind of like black and white, but only like certain important things are in color.
Gotcha.
Not like, and when I say it, I don't mean like Werewolf by Night, where the end is suddenly in color just at the end, or like the Bloodstone's the one thing in color. I mean more kind of like, I mean almost kind of like Sin City a little bit. Let's have Deadman. Let's have Deadman go full Sin City.
Well, I was gonna say, you said Star Wars Visions. Do you remember the first one from the first season where it's a samurai?
Yeah.
And then it wasn't until they ignited the lightsabers or the lasers, like the lasers and lightsabers had color.
Yeah.
I think that would be a really cool design to do that.
Yeah, something like that, because you could have it be where it's like everything's black and white except for like the dead, like his suit. You know what I mean? And he's at the circus, so like certain things are in like important characters, their outfits are in color or something like that. Yeah,
the trim or the whatever.
Because you're going to be going in and out of the spirit world with him.
Yeah,
and you could even use that as an excuse to fold in some other characters like Spectre or whoever, or Phantom Stranger. So
hey man, it's a horror thing. We're scaring people and do whatever you want.
Exactly.
Yeah, funny that.
Yeah. So where do you think we go? So let's cast our Constantine first.
Okay. Tom Hiddleston.
Obviously not Keanu Reeves, because as much as I love Keanu Reeves, I don't see his version working with this.
What's wrong with Tom Hiddleston?
I don't see him as Constantine.
He's not Loki anymore.
No, I know, but I don't see him as Constantine. Like, he is too clean cut and gentlemanly.
But you said we're doing voices, not live.
No,
oh no, you want
live action. Constantine's live action.
Have you ever seen that weird movie where it's the multi-level building that he was in? He was pretty nasty in that.
Yeah, but he doesn't come across as like,
sleazy enough.
Sleazy douchebag with a heart of gold. You know what I mean? That's kind of what we're going for. Is like, who can I see with 5 o'clock shadow smoking a cigarette and flirting with Zatanna while simultaneously like saving the world using a toothpick and a book of matches.
Does it matter if he's British? Do you care about that kind of thing?
Not necessarily. You can teach someone to have an accent.
I would use Jack Rayner. He was the boyfriend in Midsummer. He was in the show we watched called Perfect Couple. He was
this guy.
Yeah.
From Sing Street.
Yes, but he was also in Transformers 4. He was the one that was dating the underage daughter.
Oh, now I don't want him.
No, but listen.
I don't want him.
If you watch The Perfect Couple, he is freaking John Constantine in that show. Okay. He's the guy who every situation he's going to push the edge and be a prick and hit everybody's buttons. And I think he's just who I think would be interesting because I'm trying to see if he's actually British because he had an accent.
He's not. He's from Colorado.
Okay.
He is a little young. He's only 32.
I mean, he has good beard.
He does, but this is one especially because like it's a known thing that John Constantine in comic books ages in real time. So like it would make sense, I think, especially because this is a Constantine who's already involved in the House of Magic and is telling these stories. He's going to be further along in his career, John Constantine.
Gotcha.
Like Keanu Reeves is probably the right age, but it's just not his version that I would want in there.
Gotcha.
So,
well, then just let James McAvoy do it. He's no longer Professor X. Why not?
Could I see that? Could I see that working? Hang on, I have to think about that in my head. Hang on. I'm drawing the AI image in my brain. I'm using the AI image generator that is in my brain. I can see that working. And I know people in the comments right now are screaming at me like, "Why don't you just use Matt Ryan?" You know what? I could. Yeah. No, I actually don't mind the idea of James McAvoy. I'm picturing it in my head and I'm not hating it.
Yeah.
I'm not hating it at all.
There you go. See, I got you, buddy. I got you.
All right. Well, let's cast our Zatanna. This is a character you and I have tried to have cast many times before.
Yeah, I cast her back. I cast her a while back and I can't remember who it was.
I don't know.
I don't know.
It was one of like the first episodes we did, I think, in like a really early one. So who the hell knows? But do
you want her younger or older?
Well, let's go with 30s. Let's go with 30s.
Okay. Looks 30s or is 30s?
Let's go with 30s. In her 30s. Yeah.
Okay. Never mind then. Throw that one out.
Now, again, like these are meant to be like, with the exception of Ragman and Deadman, I think the idea is that Zatanna Zatanna's been doing this a bit. Constantine's been doing this a bit. Etrigan obviously is goofing around, and Swamp Thing is weeds. So,
yeah. See, I almost want to default to that Hermione chick, but
Emma Watson.
I don't know that she's been good in anything.
I don't
after that.
She has not been as active in acting since Harry Potter, and this just is everything of this screams to be like everything she doesn't want to do in what she is doing acting wise. So let me see here.
See, I want to she's out of your age range, but I want to use oh gosh, her name just escaped me. Underworld chick.
Oh, Kate Beckinsale.
Yeah.
Ooh, that'd be fun.
That's who I keep thinking. Like she could pull off a corset.
Ooh, you know who'd be good and would be Amanda Seyfried.
Oh yeah, that's fine.
I'd like to see her. I think, although you know what? No, I can't see her with black hair. She looks too good with blonde. The blonde, I don't think that the black hair would work for her. But I think she could pull it off. I think she could play the role. Well, again, we're animating it, so who gives a shit? So yeah, if I'm going to voice cast this, I'm going to do Amanda Seyfried.
Okay, that's fine.
Sure,
I guess whatever.
Yeah. And let's do it's one other one. Let's cast one more person in this thing.
Dead Man, I would use Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
I don't know. I would get somebody super Bostonian. I'd get like John Krasinski or Chris Evans.
That's true.
I'd get someone from the Smart Part commercial.
Get Matt Damon.
That is one of the greatest commercials that has ever graced the airwaves, hands down.
You know what I would do? This is random. The guy's really good. I mean, I can't say the MCU has him because we don't know the future of that particular franchise.
Right.
But get Will Poulter to do it. He could do that Boston accent, and then if you go live action, that dude is a great actor. Got a great look.
Yes, he is.
I mean, I know he got super swole for that movie. I don't know if he kept the swollenness, but like, I think he'd be great.
You know, I just thought of somebody else I would give for Zatanna, and that is oh my god, I just blanked on her name.
Okay.
It's gone.
Okay.
It's completely left me. Anna Kendrick, that's who it was.
Yeah, I could see that.
Anna Kendrick.
And if she needs to sing, she can sing.
Oh, well, there's plenty of chances for Zatanna to sing. And I would just love to see Anna Kendrick tackle the talking backwards thing.
Yes.
And by the way, have you what was the movie she did with Blake Lively?
I haven't seen it, but I know what you're talking about. Like A Woman's Favor or something like that.
It's A Simple Favor. That's what Anna Kendrick is so. Where did you get Woman's Favor from that? You are so old. That movie is so good though. And Anna Kendrick, Blake Lively is really creepy in it, but like Anna Kendrick is really good in that. I think Anna Kendrick could pull off. I think Anna Kendrick could pull off a live action Zatanna too, but I think she could really crush it in voice acting.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I would get somebody for Boston Brand for Dead Man. You know what? I am throwing in John Krasinski, and he has to go full Smat Pack.
Yeah, I think Krasinski's cool. I mean, I've enjoyed him in everything he's done. I should retry it, but I could never get into The Office. But everything else I've seen him do, he's been fantastic.
The first season of The Office is hard to watch. Everything after that, up until Steve Carell leaves, is gold.
Gotcha.
But also, you know, after he got punked out in Multiverse of Madness, I'm just, you know, dying for more John Krasinski as a superhero. So, yeah, you know, the other thing I'm really dying for more of is people subscribing to our YouTube channel. I really wish they would do that. So please do it. And people who listen to the podcast version must get really tired of us talking about that. But you know,
well, and even if you're not, just subscribe. Come check it out. It's fun. See how ridiculous I am in person.
It's really a thing. And also let us know down in the comments, like what would you pitch? Pitch us a spooky Halloween a DC thing down in the comments, and let us know who you would cast in some of our stuff and what you think of our picks. You can always follow us on social media at WATB Pod. You can find me on social media at Mr. Mike Shea.
You can find me on Instagram, not Instagram. I mean, I'm probably on there somewhere. Twitter at Mr. J Ninja. I'll stop now.
Well, that is going to do it for this episode of We Are the Batman. We'll see you guys again next time. Same bat time, same bat podcast channel.
Bye-bye.